Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, kitsunes. So, these past few days have been interesting for the Vtuber community, and in this video, I'll be discussing some of the recent events. Before we dive into the topics of this video, I want to emphasize the importance of maintaining a respectful and positive community. Please refrain from attacking or harassing the individuals I'll be mentioning. Without further ado, I will review these individuals in 30 minutes. I will first review a VTuber who goes by Smol Lola, a dolphin VTuber. I don't know much about her, but this was her old model. Not only did she change her model, but also her branding to appear almost like Shy Lily's.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I had to be careful what I say because I don't want to end up like this woman here, which I will go over her story later. I will show you some clips taken from a video by a VTuber named Laura 7 months ago about how Smol Lola was wrongfully attacked on social media just because these people on Twitter don't have anything else to do but compare her to Shy Lily. Like, come on, guys, really? Smol Lola clearly stated that she is a dolphin, not an orca VTuber. As I look at her old model, it's clear that they don't look the same.
She's a f***ing different species and color!
As I continued the video, one chat from Ilara's stream mentioned how comparing other VTubers to a popular one often happens because people on Twitter have nothing else to do but call that VTuber a copycat. And I agree, Static Tokyo, this is an issue.
I'm so tired of this. It happens,
all the time.
It happens so much that even Shy Lily herself had to say to stop comparing other Vtubers to her.
Exactly, and I feel bad because there's this weird thing about gatekeeping where it's like, oh, you're an aquatic VTuber? Oh, you're copying Shy Lily. Oh, you're copying Gura because you're an aquatic VTuber. Like, what? Who cares? Like, you can be whatever you want. That's the beauty of being a VTuber. Be whatever you want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, you look like Zelda. Cancel Laura. She looks like Zelda. Like, what the f? So look, addressing the drama Shy Lily fans have.
But wait, Smol Lola announced 3 days before this video that her second model is in process. But look what it turned out to be several months later.
Hello. I heard you like VTubers, and if you haven't noticed yet, I have a feeling. Now, I have the solution to all of the problems in your life right here in my bio. Click the link and like, retweet, and watch as you suddenly become happy again.
So, the person behind the VTuber used Shy Lily to inspire her second model, which led me to wonder, why her? This leads to the question I found on Reddit. Was this a copycat or a coincidence? Right off the bat, this was no coincidence. And copycat? I would not say copycat, but first, here is a closing statement from a tiny dragon VTuber, Cherry Berry. And wow, this is a detailed closing statement, but what I want to read is this. Being a VTuber means creating a brand. It means putting yourself into a design that is uniquely you, working with an artist to create something special, and finding who you are as a content creator. Stealing your entire look, personality, and voice from a bigger creator is not creating your own brand, it's plagiarism. She also made a good point that if Lily was a corpo VTuber, you can bet that Lola would be in massive trouble by now. I don't want to sound rude, but this is insecurity. Ilora also made this video in which she interviewed Smol Lola and addressed the accusations. And no, I did not watch the video. I went to the comment sections and found one comment where this person mentioned,
"The fact that she agrees that it's similar to a Shy Lily recolor and that she's getting a new outfit, etc., does make it feel like she is doing this for engagement farming."
I was confused about this engagement farming when I found and took a screenshot of this post. Those who harassed her and threatened her with death should be ashamed. You sons of bitches, did you not watch that one episode of Oshinoko? And this, Kitsines, is a good example of checking yourself before you wreck yourself. I apologize for being rude, but she did this to herself. It's okay. We all make mistakes. The only thing she can do now is learn from her mistakes and move on. Today, most people use a popular VTuber to inspire their model design to the point that it is similar or not, and that is fine, as long as you don't deceive yourself and copy other VTuber brands. But it is not okay for VTubers to go out of their way to accuse smaller VTubers of quote-unquote stealing your design. I also don't mind if their model design is based on an anime character, animal, angel, or demon, as long as they change it up. Here's another example of someone who should check on herself before she wrecks herself. A YouTuber, Katliente, made a video calling out these lolly VTubers, leading to 2 being suspended and 1 announcing her graduation. Although I always believe action speaks louder than words, I never imagined that her misinformation would lead to such calamities for these individuals. They have a reason to block her on Twitter, and she, this son of a bitch, is like any other person who doesn't mind their business and has the nerve to say that these individuals are not big enough to put a dent in her.
Gio, I've been lurking for a while and I don't know if you mentioned this yet. I haven't talked about the lollipop stuff. I will not talk about it on stream because I'm probably going to make a second video about it. But my Twitch will get banned if I talk about it on stream due to how sensitive the topics are. So I'm going to record it off stream. Didn't know if you mentioned, but worried with all the people that are with the lollipop group or organizing a mass report raid. Yeah, what are they going to do? Mass report me? Nice try. I've already... Look, I'm going to be fully honest, and this is going to be mean. They're not big enough to put a dent in me, to be honest, okay? I've already called out Gideon, and I had the entirety of Gideon's Stan fan base mass report me. So... that their little lolly accounts is not gonna put a dent into me. Okay.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Okay, Kat.
Now I gotta pull up.
You should know that you were the one who made the video. I'm not saying this out of context, but you put this as the title of your video. I have looked at their Google Docs disclaimer. Because of your video, not only did you spread misinformation and only mention one side of the story, but you also allowed your audience from your community to harass these individuals and falsely report them to the fucking FBI.
This person is Lullaby Lita. Yeah, why can't you act your age? Here's the thing. If you want other people to act their age allegedly and just like not harass, some harassment is deserved. If you are into children, you deserve harassment.
You didn't even bother to look at the disclaimer Google Docs they made related to the drama with their side of the story. You hadn't apologized to them and went on to send a friendly reminder that you had a free master list of emails and contacts for sponsors while you were avoiding accountability. Your video hasn't been deleted and they are still being harassed despite you being new to the VTuber culture and anime, and just because you quote-unquote hate lolly VTubers, it seems that you don't know what the fuck you are talking about. I assume your other videos about VTubers also contain misinformation. As someone who has been around VTuber culture and watches anime, I want to thank you, Rev, for making a video about this, and holy shit, I was correct. Your other videos also contain misinformation.
But moving on, we have several videos on her channel that just don't make any sense. She has tackled this subject of lolly multiple times, and every single time, it's very clear she has no idea what she's talking about. And she even admitted in that clip we just watched that she made these videos without even knowing what the definition was before she got into it. Which, by the way, since she has learned the definition, she got the wrong definition. But this video right here, she talked about the subject out of nowhere, right? She's very foreign to this. It's a very controversial topic. It led to this VTuber getting harassed by a lot of people. And then the next video she made, she defended Taiga. So in this video, she was demonizing lolly VTubers, and then she defends Taiga, who is a very open Shotokan. And he is someone who was recently banned on YouTube. He's been treated extremely unfairly over the years from many different sources, but she spent 8 minutes here defending him and basically painting him as a victim, which he is a victim in this situation. But she defended him, and she didn't even know he was a Shotokan. She could have done 1 second of research and realized that's who he was. And it's filled in her comment section where people are slandering and harassing him as a result of her making this video in the first place, not knowing the first thing about him. And here's another great example. She made this video about the VTuber Irina. 25 minutes she spent talking about this lolly VTuber, who definitely is okay with lolicon stuff. It's very obvious by her account. She spends all this time defending her from people doxing her and treating her poorly, and she didn't even know that she's a lolly VTuber in the first place. And she expresses her shock in the comment section like, oh, I had no idea about her. Well, I know about her. I covered some harassment she was facing over a year ago. She was harassed into oblivion by hundreds of VTubers over this Smash or Pass lolly edition here, and they shared the same sentiment that Kat does in her video about the most recent lolly VTuber group that she talked about. And that led to her being harassed, falsely reported, when people could have just blocked and moved on.
Since you clearly said you are quote-unquote untouchable, why don't you call out VTubing agencies filled with lolicons who are more popular than you? You know what people like you are called? Trolls, narcissists, and hypocrites. Consider yourself done. Finally, I will review Michi Moochievee, a V-shoujo VTuber who used to work for the black company Niji Sanji. I made a video covering how Niji Sanji is becoming Kuro Sanji. In that video, I stated 2 points. First, I said poor management leads to criticism, bullying, and backstabbing. But this is what I should have said. Because of Niji Sanji's toxic working space and poor management, VTubers face much criticism. Because of this criticism from their space, Twitter, and YouTube, VTubers bully and backstab each other. After watching one of Blue Love's videos, I must take back what I said about them, forcing their livers to mention the termination situation. As I listened and skipped some portions of that black video, I could tell by their voices that favoritism had taken hold of them. But I must add more to this Niji Sanji drama, because in my last video, I mentioned how these people didn't receive their silver play buttons. Shout out to Rainbow Retires for making a video clip of Michi revealing that she nearly got kicked out of Niji Sanji headquarters over her silver play button.
Once upon a time, I dreamt that I was traveling And I decided to visit the place that I worked for in my dream. Let's not say I, let's just say Bethany. Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling, and Bethany decided to visit a built-in office in which Bethany was working for. During that visit, Bethany was very excited because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited. And then as they were giving the tour and etc., Bethany saw on the walls there were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it. And Bethany wanted to take a picture, but no can do. That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. Sometimes privacy is a very big thing. And Bethany is a very private person. So Bethany did not take mind into that. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink. You know what I mean? So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh, yoink, like that, and like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke. Now, was Bethany right? No. Perhaps that is a bad joke. But considering Bethany was working in the entertainment industry, Bethany thought people would take jokes easily and not have people think that Bethany was actually a thief. And a little bit, that made Bethany feel pretty bad. Because it made Bethany feel like, wait a minute, did they really think that Bethany would steal? What kind of person do you think Bethany is? Why are you for real scolding Bethany for making what is clearly a joke? Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt Bethany's feelings. That sucked. And I was like, interesting, Bethany said. And Bethany was like, that's a joke. And then they're like, I get it, but you know, you gotta understand, I can't have that happen here. Bethany said, okay, I'm sorry, I understand. I went too far. But deep down Bethany's heart, they're like, what the fuck? Am I not allowed to just pretend yoink? Bethany not only is not allowed to just take a picture of Bethany's own stuff, Bethany can't even joke about it. And that made Bethany feel very, very weird. Because Bethany was like, damn, that's weird. I didn't even touch it, Bethany said. Bethany didn't even touch it. Bethany didn't even like come close and pretend to like remove it off the wall. No, not at all. Bethany was on the other side of the room looking at the manager and being like, haha, shh, and then pointing at it. And then pointing inside her pocket. That's all Bethany did. They didn't touch it. They didn't try to remove it. None of that. Just to point at the thing, point at the pocket. That clearly does not fit. Who the fuck do you think Bethany is? Why? What's with this no jokes allowed kind of shit? It's like Bethany just expected better from an entertainment company. That really got Bethany pissed. I'm gonna be real with you. I was quite pissed was what Bethany said. Do you think I would really steal? After everything I've done for you, all my friends can just sign a piece of paper and I can sell that shit. What are you talking about? Bethany thought to herself. She really thought, you really look at me and see me as a thief? After everything I've done for you? After everything I've did? After everything I've given you for fucking free? You really think I would come in here and steal? Is that how lowly you see of me? Do you think of me as that low? Is that how low your expectations are of me? That's just rude, Bethany thought out loud. Clearly never really in front of anyone, because it's clear that Bethany can't do that. So Bethany kept it to herself. Bethany did end up confronting them, and they did end up apologizing. And you know what? Bethany forgave them. Bethany forgave them because Bethany told them, they were like, hey man, listen, I was joking, right? And you took it so fucking seriously, and that hurt my ego. I'll be 100% with you. And they apologized, and Bethany forgave them. But Bethany never forgets. Bethany will never ever forget that. Bethany remembers. Yeah, to make it worse, when Bethany decided, you know what, Bethany decided to go start making butter, live her cottagecore life dream. When she decided, I don't want to work anymore, I'm gonna live my cottagecore life dream and make butter. Bethany do realize there are certain items here that are legally obliged for Bethany to return back because it's not Bethany's item. Right? So Bethany contacted people being like, hey, where do you want me to send your goods over? Because Bethany is a very honest person. Bethany may be an asshole and Bethany may be stupid, but Bethany will never keep something that does not belong to Bethany. Bethany contacted them like, where can I drop them off? And they never said shit. So at that point, Bethany could have stolen it, but no, because you know what, chat? Bethany has a very strong honor code. So Bethany held on to that, flew all the way way to where the their job is, which is like an 8-hour flight, and returned it personally. No one was like, okay, Bethany, send it over here. And no, Bethany did that. Even though Bethany could have just stolen that thing, she could have kept it to herself. No, Bethany brought it with her, gave it back personally to the person that deserves to have this item, because that's the kind of person Bethany is. Very big honor code. So the fact that someone assumed that Bethany would sink so low to steal something really hurt Bethany's ego. If it came from someone that Bethany didn't know, perhaps it just might be a distasteful joke. But this person knew Bethany. Bethany knew this person, and that's what hurt the most. What hurt Bethany wasn't the fact that it's like, oh, it's their job, you know, they had to do this. No, what hurt was the fact that they assumed it, even though they clearly knew Bethany would never do that. Because if Bethany was the type of person to screw people over, well, Bethany definitely could have. And until today, Bethany forgives them, of course. They're good people in Bethany's eyes, perhaps just really strict at work, but good people nevertheless. But Bethany will never, ever forget. Bethany definitely could have done something. Bethany definitely could have screwed shit up. Because here's the thing, chat, in my hypothetical story for children, volume 6, page 12, Bethany remarks, the shit you see online, that's just one side of the story. What Bethany experienced was a whole completely different story. A whole DLC, I dare say. And if this DLC ever came to light, you're lucky Bethany has an honor code. You're lucky. It's those things where it's like, because I guess Bethany forgave them, it's not worth it. The risk is way too big. It doesn't matter. Bethany is the type to stomach shit, okay? Bethany's not very good at letting emotions out. They forgive, just not forget. Now Bethany knows what to do and what not to do. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the money thing. So all of that altogether kind of was Bethany's tipping point. But I don't know who Bethany is, and I'm making the story up. So I'm justice for Bethany. Hell yeah, justice for Bethany. It's okay though, because it's been so long that Bethany can't give a shit about it. Bethany do not care. Right now, Bethany's living the good life, doing absolutely nothing and not giving a shit. And now, Bethany, from what I heard from the ending of the story, there's a good ending to this. Now Bethany can just sit back, look to her left, and boom, right there. But weirdly enough, it says presented to Michi Moochievee and Scambers. What a weird way to spell Bethany. But now Bethany can take as much pictures as Bethany wants, baby girl. Let's go!
Okay, so they travel to Japan, enter the Nijisanji headquarters, and only take a picture of their play button, but they will kick you out if you make a funny joke. That's fucked up. Despite all the effort they have put into themselves, they have yet to come out of it. But they never receive their play buttons. I'll be surprised if their play buttons remain at their main office, even if they graduate or are terminated as trophies for their corrupted success, working only for a VTuber agency like Nijisanji. I'm not convinced you could just quote-unquote ask for your play button, you imposter. Anyway, I'm out of here. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.